Other cultural news, you have Bud Light attempting to tweet again. Now, this one says, week one is here. So they say it's easy to, this one is easy to celebrate. Well, unless you're censored. Now, the whole thing is saying, quote, week one is here, and so is the beer. I was going to say false advertising. It's piss water, but I'll reset. Week one is here, and it's a quote. Week one is here, and so is the beer. We're giving away beer to every hour as we count down to kickoff. Reply, easy to celebrate, and sweepstakes for a chance to win. Yep, so they're doing it again. More sweepstakes because they know, again, these people have to have bots reposting for them, or their life is so slow and they have so much time in their hands, they go and they do these sweepstakes. Because I've looked into some of these people, anecdotally speaking, I checked out 5 different profiles where they did the hashtag reply and sweepstakes. Their whole profiles is just pages and pages of replying to every business sweepstakes you could possibly imagine. Which also makes me wonder, what's the point of these stupid sweepstakes for a lot of these companies when I don't think they're authentically a fan of the company, they just want free stuff. Now, I don't know how many real fans there are of Bud Light. Apparently, perhaps they're just alcoholics who are really desperate to get a buzz. And don't get me wrong, that's possible, but you need a vast quantity of Bud Light because there's very little alcohol in it. And I would argue the taste isn't worth it. But they attempted to put this tweet out, and they actually have a 15-second, what is this, little commercial here? Wow, that's loud. Football. Is that it? That's the laziest commercial I've seen in my life. I mean, it's not their worst marketing blunder, but all it is a can. Text goes on the screen saying football's back to celebrate, and a helmet slams into a can, and you have the big Bud Light can with the logo of the NFL saying the official beer of the NFL, which means you had a couple $1 million. Because not all the time, but an overwhelming majority of the time when you see the official X of whatever the hell brand they're endorsing, it just means they got paid a preposterously high amount of money. It's not because I authentically like the brand. Don't get me wrong, that happens from time to time, but it is just, it's one of those weird things. I'm fascinated it works in the United States. I don't know if people just don't realize this or they just don't care. I find it fascinating that sometimes that marketing tactic still works these days. But yeah, they apparently put out that video, and in 2 days they got 139.2 thousand views. And they actually got some likes, which is a rare thing in and of itself. Of that many views, they got 1,309 views, which is pretty good considering they usually get between 50 and 130. So 1,309, that might be 100% participation rate from every employee who still works there. Maybe. I'm kidding. I know they have a couple more than that. They just subsequently, they've been laying off more and more folks as they've started to feel the effects of their terrible business blunder. Now, that gives them a like ratio of 0.94%. So, in terms of ratios, they're getting up there. It's usually much, much, much worse than that. Now, interestingly enough, they did not censor our friend Rich Mooney, where traditionally they had been. Now, he has poll somehow. I need to ask him how he got this back on, but he actually did a poll that did show. Previously on other posts, they were hiding it. So perhaps, maybe the person at Bud Light just drank too much Bud Light and they didn't realize, oh no, there's a poll out here, and they're going to realize people don't want to buy our product. But nevertheless, he made it through the algorithm, the censor. Now, this is from Rich Mooney saying, quote, Bud Light says, week one is here and so is the beer. At game time, what will you have? He says, the two options, of course, being Bud Light for me or no Anheuser-Busch InBev product for me. People said no came in at 84.7%, which is actually kind of low. It used to be in the 90s, between 92 and 97% a couple weeks ago. Perhaps it's because they're blocking more and more people. Probably. They blocked me or my personal profile, which all I did at my personal profile, which is at NICTOPPING, at Nick Topping, all I did was have the crazy idea to repost to their original post saying, thank you for reminding me to buy Yangling. And I had a picture of Yangling beer from a carbon fiber American flag. Well, perhaps because they're offended perhaps by the American flag, since Anheuser-Busch InBev is a global Belgian-based company. But nevertheless, it looks like they actually got some people saying they wanted to buy Bud Light. So 15.3% of people said they want to buy Bud Light. That's more than ever before. Now, interestingly enough, you did have 1,595 views when it came to that particular one. And out of all those views, what's like, how many likes was that here? That was 54 likes, so not too shabby. Giving a 3.39% ratio, interestingly enough. And if you look at all these other tweets, or rather the responses to that tweet, there's just all the sweepstakes. And of course, no one likes it. It's got to be a bot. But all these sweepstakes. Interesting enough, you have one or two people saying, go Bud. I don't believe that. Someone says, go Bud Light. Someone by the name of June. And you look at their profile. This person really hates Donald Trump. Because that's all of it. So, interesting. Perhaps that's their new target market. It'll be interesting to see, but yeah, one more. We'll do one more. Football. Rachel Grace, a sweepstakes. This person said they like Bud Light. They said, let's go at KC. And this person is one of those scam artists who say, yeah, complete this and you could win $2,000 cash. So I don't know if they're a bot or they just have the personality of a bot. We'll see, but interestingly enough, more fun is when you go to the hidden responses. So if you go to the hidden responses, which again, no good person ever does censorship or believes in censorship. You have one response that is hidden by name of Pierre for PM, presumably someone who's French, perhaps. Now, they have a Photoshop picture of Bud Light, but it has the F word, and it's not the swear, but the pejorative slang for the LGBT community. They have the F word light on a can, and the text to the side is, cut your private part off. Which, they actually have extra text at the bottom that says, please cut off your private part responsibly. So, that's not too shabby. That's a good, that last part where it says, please cut it off responsibly, instead of the traditional, disclaimer when he sees advertising for alcohol, it says, please drink responsibly. That last part, I'll give him, that is like a little bit of a clever pun. The last part in particular. The top is kind of cliche. I've seen it before, but then, interestingly enough, there's a lot of people who are just blocked saying, you blocked me. So they hit the reply, rather, of this person said, Dr. T. Amira, and this person had a screenshot saying, Bud Light has blocked you. You can no longer see their post. So interestingly enough, it looks like the blocks are happening more and more and more. But if people keep creating new Twitter profiles or X profiles, whatever you want to call it, how long will it keep going? These sweepstakes are certainly a good way to drown the conversation with fake responses. How long will they spend money on these sweepstakes to drown out the truth? 1 month? 2 months? 3? They said they're going to spend a lot on marketing this year to try to get those customers back. You won't. Because just like a bad relationship, when an ex messes up, or a husband or a wife make a mistake and they come home with, morons, but what are those stupid things in the ground called diamonds? Which again is just useless carbon. But they come home with diamonds or flowers, say, oh, I'm sorry. Actually, no, it's worse. This situation is actually different. They're not even saying sorry. They're just saying gift, free beer, which, again, how sad is your life where a good thing is winning a free Bud Light? These persons, they need some friends in their life or something. Go out and I don't know. Go out and do something, dear God. But it'll be interesting to see. I don't think these are going to stop anytime soon in terms of sweepstakes, but I think the boycott will continue. Their sales figures are supporting that theory, but I think the negative responses they'll still be there. I think they might increase as more and more people are blocked. By blocking people, I can't help but think maybe those people feel even more offended, so they'll create another Twitter profile or X profile, whatever you want to call it, and then they'll comment again and again. It'll be interesting to see. Let me know. Do you think if they just relentlessly block everyone, will eventually there only be positive responses? Will those people be more offended? Or will they give up and acquiesce, just like, that's fine, I'll let them block me? Or will they stand and fight? It'll be interesting to see, but let me know in the comments. For now, time shall tell. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in today. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to click that subscribe button. I know it's ambitious, but trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of September, I think we could do it together. Don't forget to take the time to comment and like the video. I really appreciate the feedback, whether it's making my speech or trying to make my speech slow down a little bit, trying to be a little bit more articulate in the videos. Thanks to you, I was able to bring that more to my attention, put it on my list of things that I'm trying to improve on, or whether it's giving me feedback, whether it comes to the UAW issue, or maybe it's political stats, or maybe just your experience in certain business segments. More data, the better. I'd love to hear your experiences, and I could bring them up next time we talk about them on the show. So don't forget to leave the comments. I greatly appreciate it. Also, don't forget to take the time to tell your friends, tell your families, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.